The best shooter in the NBA, in the world. Who's gonna be the next Larry Bird? Shoot so pretty, all net. That's what I want to hear. I know a little bit about the skills, man. Who can come down and dribble real fast? Yeah, who can stop on a dime? Shoot, give me some of that. Woo, man. The only question I have is who's gonna have the perfect dunk? I'm talking about the perfect one, like Dominique Bam used to do, Michael Jordan. Boom used to do. What I want to see is some hang time. Can you blame me? I'm out of my seat? Go, woo! That's what I'm talking about. Who's gonna take center stage? Man, the fans are gonna go crazy. Yeah. Showtime.
But now everybody knows it. MJ knew it. Reggie knew it, and he let everyone know he knew it. Rex knew it. Even Robert Ory knew it. Just ask the Kings. While everyone seems to agree 3 is the magic number, only one can be the best, and only the best can hoist the hardware to prove it.
That's a magic number.
Gotta make it happen some way.
No. I understand.
Here's Vashawn Leonard. We're in round 2.
See, this way, Deshaun might be a little tired because he's not probably
Because he's a set shooter.
right, and he's not accustomed to getting this many shots in a day, probably.
Well, he shouldn't. He got other guys on his team who are better players.
He's getting his shots up this year, though, isn't he?
Did he have 40 once this year?
Yeah. About 35 in the first half.
I saw the first half, and then I had to leave. I saw the first half of that game.
He's struggling now.
He's getting tired.
But you get on a roll. All you need is like two in a row to go in. You can get on a roll.
I tell you one thing that people don't understand, man. Shooting is you expend a lot of energy.
That's why Peja does so well in this. He's so strong. He just shoots that thing like it's nothing.
But he's going down tonight to Kyle Korver.
Oh, you're kidding me, man. You're kidding me.
How much you want to bet?
You don't do well with bets with me. We've seen that on national TV already with a couple donkeys.
I'll take Kyle Korver.
I'll tell you what, if Vashawn makes this one, he's right there.
Yep.
18 ain't cutting it.
He's got 18.
Pace is not shooting under 20.
That's not bad.
You got to get 22 or more to beat Pacer. Period.
Now, is this the last round?
Yes. Unless there's a tie, of course. Now, that was a nice display by Vashawn Leonard because he hit all 5 money balls. And there are some first-round numbers from Kyle Korver.
Charles, I see you spent the afternoon studying the format for this three-point contest.
No, actually, I watched Tiger stink up the joint all afternoon.
What did he shoot today?
Even par. I can shoot even par.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, I have 6 or 7 more holes to go, but I can shoot even par.
Was he at Kenny's party last night?
He might have been at Kenny's party last night.
That's what it is, Tiger.
There was a little guy over in the corner.
Well, he's off to a good start.
Those red, white, and blue ones are pretty big, aren't they?
Hey, you know what? I ain't worried about Tiger. He just got to get ready for the match play.
I don't know about your man here. I don't know about your man here, Chuck.
You got to make that one.
Yep.
I don't know about your man here. You got to go 15 in a row or something like that.
But, you know, you can tell when a guy can shoot. Like, even when he misses.
Uh-oh, he's got like 2 in a row.
That'd be 3.
And 3 in a row.
You need to make that.
And
that was big. That was big. That was big.
He got.
How great is it for him just to be here, though? A week ago, he wasn't even going to be invited.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're going to let some people know he can shoot.
5 straight hits by Kyle Korver with Allen Iverson cheering on.
And he's got 13. Coming from this weekend.
He don't want Allen Iverson to cheer him on. He want him to passing the ball every now and then.
15.
You know, I always thought when I was watching this competition that you would always know how many points you had. I never had any idea.
Yeah, you don't
how
know
many
idea.
points. It just happens too fast. It's a good effort by Korver, though. First time in the competition. He'll be back.
Not if Page is there. He'll be back. He's not going to get.
I mean, he'll be back, you know, in future
I got you.
contests.
Hey, you know what? Page has had an unbelievable year, especially them being without Chris Webb all season. He's probably, realistically, he's not going to win MVP because of Kevin Garnett is going to win it if he can keep them in first place all year. But he's been fantastic all season.
And top three, right? Duncan, Garnett, and Peja. If you had to vote for MVP, probably either Duncan or Garnett.
Well, you know what? Kevin deserves it because they got a better record.
Yeah.
But it's between him and Tim who has the best record.
So here comes Peja Stojakovic trying to be the third three-time winner.
Page always misses on that first rack until he gets his rhythm. He likes the outsides out there better than the corners. See, that's cash. When it leaves his hand, you can tell if it's cash like that.
How about the rotation on that last one? That you see that ABA ball spinning perfectly.
It's too easy for him right now. They need to move it back a little bit for Peja.
I'll tell you, he may not play like Larry Bird, but he kind of shoots like him. That
well, now
shot.
He's in a little trouble.
He is. You're exactly right. He's got to get at least 18.
Slow down.
19 to win.
Slow down. There you go. He slowed down.
Uh-oh, now.
He slowed down because he's going down.
1, 2. This is where champions are made at.
He's got to hit the whole
This is where
rack to
championships
tie.
tie. This is where champions are made.
We have a new champion in the three-point long-distance shootout. That is 9-year veteran Vashawn Leonard.
My sleeper. I know shooters, dog.
Well, that's exciting. That was fun to watch.
What a great run.
When did you pick him?
I said that's my sleeper at the beginning of the show.
And I agreed with him.
And he agreed with me.
Kenny and I, you guys, who'd you pick? Chauncey?
Chauncey Billups.
And we picked Vashawn, right?
We know shooters.
As far as
shooters know.
Kenny picked Peja.
No.
Kenny picked Peja. Nobody got to pick a sleeper.
Game recognized.
How the hell you get to pick a sleeper? He picked Peja. He didn't win.
Here's 6'7" Ricky Davis from the Boston Celtics.
Okay. See, I think when you're starting out, you got to keep the ball in your hand because it's the first dunk. You just want to get it down, get your confidence going.
And that was not an attempt.
See what I'm saying? You got to keep the ball in your hand because you're not loose yet. Your first dunk in the game and the first dunk in the contest, keep the ball in your hand. It'll go down.
He can replace that because it was a miss.
He can replace. He can replace it.
Keep it in your hand, young gun.
Should have replaced them shoes.
Ricky Davis, who spent 1 year at the University of Iowa, just traded this year from Cleveland to Boston.
Okay. See,
that's all right.
Keep it in your hand.
That was nice.
That was nice. That was nice. That's waking the crowd up a little bit. We're starting to rise.
I think it was cool.
Hey, you know, I got to say one thing.
I'm going to say 9.
Hey, Magic. Hey, this is Charles. I got to say one thing because you got the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar sitting over there.
Right.
That man should be coaching. Somebody need to give him an opportunity. He's been looking for a job, and it ain't right that he ain't got a job coaching in the NBA.
Well, I'm with you on that one. I think that he could add a lot to any franchise, and especially with these young players who can't shoot a hook. He can teach them the sky hook and also teach them how to be smart at the game of basketball. So I'm looking for Kareem to get a job real soon. I know if I was running a team, he'll be one of the guys I would look at for sure.
No question.
To have on my staff or to have on my executive staff.
You guys see Magic held up 9, and then the rest of the Showtime Lakers held up 9 too. It's just like the old days. They're just following Magic.
That's right.
Hey man, hey man, this boy got to do something about his hair too. That's ridiculous.
He was in a wind tunnel before the game.
That's
ridiculous.
This is 6'10" Chris Anderson, who only played community college basketball before coming to the NBA.
Oh,
okay. That's not bad.
That was nice.
He's so like he's like unbridled funk right here. He just gets it done.
He was undrafted. He played in China, the IBL, the IBA, the NBDL. He was a free agent with Denver in 01. This is his third NBA season. He is from Iola, Texas.
That just lets you know if nobody drafted him, a lot of these guys don't know what the hell they're doing who are running these teams.
That's why we had all these coaching changes, I guess.
That's right. These GMs keep firing these coaches. They don't know what they're doing.
42.
The crowd wasn't real happy with that score. Did you hear him booing, Kevin?
Yeah, I thought it was better than 42.
That was Daryl Dawkins you just saw moments ago. Is Fred Jones. That's Daryl Dawkins on the left and Jermaine O'Neal with the Indiana Pacers on the right.
I'm glad y'all finally showed somebody other than LeBron. Y'all done showed him 1,000 times tonight. Jesus.
Freddie Jones from Oregon. Oh!
Damn.
He is 6'4".
What we thinking, Cap?
Hey, first of all, you better check again on that 6'4".
It being that short. I like that.
They gave him a 10.
Well, first of all,
and a 50. It should be a 50 score. Watch it again.
Hey, that's not as good as dunk as the one that Anderson kid did.
Hey, Magic. I know you like that one over there, but the one thing I thought about it, Spud Webb did that same dunk and he was 5'7".
No, but I'm saying, you think that dunk was good as Anderson's dunk?
No, Anderson's dunk was much better.
Much better.
Now, and where do you go from here if you're a judge? There's nothing better than 50.
Yeah,
somebody's got to do something better than that.
That was a nice dunk, but it wasn't better than Anderson. I don't care what they say.
So this is 50 plus coming up, looks like.
Fred Jones has 50. Davis 45 of Boston.
I think you're going to do that Vince Carter. Oh, he do it too easy, son. It's too easy, man. It's too easy for him. It's too easy for him. It's too easy for him.
Jones is going to be in first place.
It's cool.
But look at the height, the elevation. See, it's too easy. He's still going up. He's still going up.
Hold him up, hold him up. Thank you.
So Freddie Jones, who is a second-year player from Oregon.
Hey, excuse me, I got to go beat the hell out of this little kid. He holding up a 6. Boy, come here. Come here.
Those are the standings. 301st dunk brought him a 45 from the judges.
Y'all sure got a lot of sponsors for me, Steve and Kenny, not to be getting the free stuff at our house.
Swag.
Oh, that's nice. I try that again.
He can't replace that one. No, you only get to replace one.
Oh, I would have tried that again.
It looked good, though, for a second.
Yep, the operation was a success, but the patient died. That's what we used to say about great moves. That's it. The operation was a success, but the patient died.
He wasn't high enough, actually. He was long enough. He went long enough, but it wasn't high enough.
Yeah, he had missed an earlier dunk. Replace that, but you can't replace him now. Now we're back to the wild man. As you see Ricky Davis and what he's got a total after his first and second dunk. And here's Chris Anderson.
You see the Cleveland Cavaliers mascot? I'm trying to figure out why they got a dog as a mascot.
There was a famous disc jockey in Cleveland, and his name was Moondog, and that's why they've got one.
Wow. We name mascots after DJs now.
Chris Anderson.
Go get that. Oh, okay. If you would have went and got that one, I would have gave him a 50.
That go the coolest guy. I met Clingswood the other night, but Jack Nicholson is my man.
Jack's cool off and on the
He's off.
Steve, what are the aerodynamics of that hair now?
That's
pretty good.
That's nice, man.
That's an easy dunk, though, Kev.
It's not Dominique.
I know you never had the pleasure, but that's an easy dunk.
You see, the judges felt bad about giving him the low score on the last one. They're trying to make up for it. Norm Nixon gave him a 10.
He didn't have a good angle on it.
That's not a hard dunk right there.
See, it's where you take off from. And see, if you're going to do that dunk like Dominique did it, he took off from the dotted lines right outside the dotted line. He takes off inside. That's why you don't have that same elevation and the same space between you and the basket.
He is a dunking aficionado.
Yeah.
I remember every dunk that was in the dunk contest. I do. This is the guy I think is going to win it, though.
First of all, that kid ain't 6'4" either.
6'4", Freddie Jones.
I lied about my height. This kid lied about, he's about 6'2", look like. That was nice.
That was not bad.
That was kind of nice.
See, that you need half scores in here because some of these are 8.5, some are 9, 9.5. I think you need half scores.
You know what? We need to bring this tape measure. That kid's 6'2.5" at the most.
We got some low scores here, too, on this from the judges. All former Laker greats.
See, look, he took off from outside the dot. It comes on the other side. It's a nice dunk.
It's nice.
It's a nice dunk.
You know, one thing I always hated about the slam dunk competition, you got to have guys who can dunk be judges. Norm Nixon's never dunked. Jamal Wilkes never dunked. Worthy was good. Kareem's too big to be a dunker. Magic, I bet he got single digits in dunks his whole career.
Thanks a lot, Charles.
I'm looking out for you.
Freddie Jones from Gresham, Oregon. Here's Jones.
Oh, my goodness. He is the new reigning champion. Give it to him. Give it up. That is incredible. That is the most incredible dunk I've ever seen, I think.
And you say that every year.
That is. You've ever seen that?
That was nice.
Have you ever seen that?
That was good.
But you don't think of that.
Don't even think
Off
about
the glass, catch it between the legs. Are you kidding me? That's sick. That is sick. He's got the flu. He's sick.
Hey, that's nice.
Oh my goodness. Just when you thought you seen it all, Steve.
I think that's the one he was talking about with Sager.
Just when you think you seen it all. Whoa!
Fred Jones and Jason Richardson will meet in the final.
Body good.
Yeah, all right.
All right, here's Fred Jones.
He's got to bring it, though. Fred's got to bring it if he wants to even be close in this round. What is he shooting? Oh, my fault.
That looked like my shot.
He was shooting stars. He was shooting.
Steve, you still a better shooter than Kenneth Smith will ever be.
He caught that. That's tough. That's tough.
That was sweet.
Tough. That ain't no. That still wasn't. See, where do you go after the Jason Richardson 10? Is that a 10? That's like a 9-8.
No, that's a 10, Kenny.
That's a 9-8. That's tight, but it's a 9-8.
The judges gave him a standing 50.
It's not the off the backboard between the legs. That's like the ultimate 10. That's why you got to go 9/8s and 5s and all of that. That is sick, though. Okay.
Oh, man.
That's off the ground.
My fault. It's a 10.
That is only.
Because it was a miss. It was a missed pass. He went to get that.
That was Ron Artest, his teammate.
And they said it wasn't going to be a good dunk contest this year.
It's been fun.
My son got the 10 up. He thought he liked that.
And here now trying for a third slam dunk championship, Jason Richardson from the Golden State Warriors.
That's a good bounce.
Oh, goodness.
He's going to 360 and do it?
No, he took it between his legs.
And he 360'd at the same time.
No way. That can't be done.
There's only 2 people in the world who could do that.
The problem.
And if he does it, he's one of
the
them.
other one?
Wow.
That hurt right there.
No, he could replace it because he hasn't replaced the dunk yet.
Nope.
Would you do it again if he can't
I wouldn't do it again.
You would not.
I would not do it again because you got another chance to do something spectacular. He might mess up on his other dunks. You can't take any chance. You got to get one in there. Like a
I'll go do it. I'll go after it.
He's doing it again.
I'll go for it. He's already won twice. He's already won twice.
The problem is if he misses it, it's over.
But he won twice already. He's going for it. That's what's up. Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay.
Hey, Magic.
Yo.
Hey, John Sally just walked by here. Who's older, you or him?
Huh?
John Sally just walked by here. Who's older, you or him?
I'm older than John Sally.
That was not an attempt. He can't go one more time.
All right.
The Russian judge, I think, stepped in.
Yes.
Take your time.
They had that same guy do the Olympics. I was talking to Mike Benham the other night.
Oh, he got it. He got it.
Yep.
Oh, that's not an attempt either.
Come on, give him one more chance.
It's not an attempt.
Hey, that'd be like the Olympics in, was it 72? When they robbed America over by the Russians. They got 3 chances to score.
Wow.
That was mine. That's nice.
That's a 9.
Now the pressure's on Fred Jones not to miss one. Because if he just does one really nice, he should win this thing.
I don't know, Chuck. You know, Jason's imagination is very creative.
Thank you.
He'd have been a good artist.
Yeah, but if this kid does something good, it's over. But he can't miss.
Yeah, you ever play like the video games? That's what Jason Richardson looks like. It's like, it's not real.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing things, throwing it off the glass.
He looks like the guy from Donkey Kong. That's what you're saying, he's ugly?
Speaking of donkeys.
Oh, Charles has a good friend in one. Uh-oh, he's throwing the ball to somebody. Oh, he's throwing it to his man. Okay.
Well, we got to stand up and watch this.
His man's going to bounce it to him.
Yeah.
How about this? How about this?
Oh, almost. Okay, all right. I'm not mad at that. He's bringing the fans in. These people out. Take your time, young fella. That's it. That's it right there. That's it right there.
Oh, man.
That was a good pass by the guy.
It was a good pass.
Does he play?
Look at him. He's talking trash to him.
Yo, he's like, yo, what are you doing? The guy is mad at him for missing the dunk.
But is this a slam dunk first that the audience is going to help?
No, this guy's got an Indiana jersey on. That's one of those props.
No, he doesn't know him. Oh, layup.
Now, was that a missed dunk? Because he should get another try, right?
No, he scored. He scored.
Because it went in, it cannot be replaced.
It went in.
Because it went in, it cannot be replaced.
Richardson got like 6
See,
tries.
what did I tell y'all? He had it and he lost it. He should have just did something safe. He would have won.
That was hot though.
But give him credit for his creativity.
Yeah, no
I agree,
question.
Steve. Yeah.
You got to bring something new. You got to bring something new.
It was fun to watch.
Yo, the dude, whoever he is, needs to be a point guard for some team.
Yeah, he made a good pass.
That's the reason he's in the stands, Kenny.
Okay.
You appreciate that, don't you, Kenny?
Whoever he is, we got to get his name.
That's the reason he's in the stands.
Send Craig Sager over there and get his name.
Where is Craig Sager?
Where's the usher?
That's the reason he's in the
He
stands.
must know where he's sitting.
He helped him to us. Hey, seriously, man.
Magic, you went with a 6?
We got to have a talk with TNT.
This is terrible, Craig.
Magic went with a C?
Hey, Mark Lazarus, David Levy, Greg Hughes. I don't know who all of them is. They got to do something about that boy's clothes. That ain't right, y'all.
All right.
First of all, it's a double breast. Would y'all please tell him double breast went out of style?
He reached back.
There's no such thing as a double breast. When's the last time you seen a double-breasted suit?
Elliot Ness in the Untouchables.
The only thing double-breasted is some chicken I had last night at dinner, 2 breasts. I'm about to wear double-breasted suits anymore.
All right, 42 points is what Jason Richardson needs.
He's still going to try something for you. He still won't wake everybody up.
Going for a 3rd title. Oh!
Okay.
He gave it away. He can't replace that.
He cannot replace that because he missed it.
He can't replace it because they let him get 3 on the last attempt.
He was trying to do the 360 and put his elbow in the rim.
Now Ray Allen looks good. You know what I'm trying to figure out, Kevin Harlan?
It's a tie.
Who goes to their tailor and said, make me a red sport coat anyway? Who says that?
It's Valentine's Day. He's wearing red.
What's the score?
Roses come in other colors, you know.
So that's 78?
It was a little anticlimactic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
After the off the glass one, he really woke us up.
Can anybody answer my question?
Well, Fred Jones is the slam dunk champion, if that's what you're trying to figure out.
No, can you? No, my question is, who goes to their tailor and said, make me a red?
2 key factors. We're looking at size and we're looking at talent.
A roster that has 5 players 7 foot or taller, Marv, 3 of which legitimately are MVP candidates: Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett. Let's remember the last 5 NBA championships won by the Western Conference. 3 of the last 4 All-Star games won by the Western Conference, out-rebounding the East by an average of 12 per game. So we'll see if Flip Saunders, the coach of the West, sends 5 7-footers out there at once.
All right, a look at the McDonald's starting lineups in the East. Carter, O'Neal, and Wallace up front. McGrady and Iverson in the backcourt. You see the West with Garnett, Duncan, and the 7'6" Yao Ming, Kobe Bryant, and Steve Francis in the backcourt. The officials are Steve Javie. Blaine Reichelt and Tom Washington. The East has won 33. The West has won 19. As you go back over the course of this series, the West has won 3 of the last 4. Garnett with the follow.
This almost doesn't look right as we're looking from our perspective, the size differential between the two teams.
I told Mike before, it looks like a college team playing against an NBA team size-wise.
You know, Yao Ming in the introductions as he was standing next to Tim Duncan dwarfed Tim Duncan.
And make it a 4-0 advantage. So the West with 2 easy buckets. This is Carter. Jermaine O'Neal, Carter of the Toronto Raptors, able to knock it down.
I think the philosophy for the Eastern Conference team is one of which they want to run the ball back every opportunity they can. They know they have to make a lot of shots and probably will take a lot of three-pointers.
Kobe Bryant got the step, not able to hit on the reverse. And Jermaine O'Neal able to fire one up. We're talking with both Rick Carlisle and Flip Saunders earlier today, and they said, and both you guys can relate to this, as you have both coached all-star teams. Yao Ming with the slam. The toughest part of it is being able to figure out the minutes for each of these guys, and you know there will be some bruised feelings after the game.
Well, Marv, you almost script the first 40 minutes, leave the last 8 or so to who's playing well. You see Wallace go to the basket, because normally it gets competitive in the last 8 or 10 minutes. You want to make sure everybody's got their time, and in the last 8 or 10 minutes, you go to try to win the game.
And starters probably deserve more minutes than the backups. That's who the fans voted, as Kevin Garnett can't control the lob pass, so they were voted in. They should probably get a little more as far as minutes go. Down the stretch, the dunk by Jermaine O'Neal off the lob. Down the stretch, you play the best guys.
And Rick Carlisle said he fears that the West will be playing zone.
they might throw 5 7-footers, what Mike said here to start the game, but 5 skilled 7-footers, I may add.
All right, here's Yao for 3, coming up short.
He's smiling.
Game is tied at 6. We're just underway. Iverson met by Duncan, and Wallace gets it down low. O'Neal.
Well, every shot in the lane is contested. You got 3 7-footers running at your shot. And how about Yao Ming running the floor for the layup?
So Tim Duncan leads the break and lobs it to Yao for the finish.
We're going to see many three-pointers hoisted here tonight at both ends.
Mike talked about the rebound disparity for the West. I think for the East, you got to create some turnovers. Get the ball so deep in the post so they can't defend that. But last year they forced 30 turnovers, which made it a game. The West did prevail in overtime, but they did get some turnovers, which allowed them to run.
Iverson. And here comes Kobe Bryant. Gets the screen from Tim Duncan. Duncan. And Yao.
Oh.
Duncan on the follow, and the West with a 12-6 lead.
Doug, you coached the rookie versus sophomore game 2 nights ago, and one of the things that comes up is the constant question, is this a show or is it a competitive game, something that the players, I think, have to figure out?
Well, I think you want to entertain, but I think these fans want to see a competitive game. I think they wanted to see it the other night, and I think the league will talk and make them understand that, yes, put on a show, but at the same time, we want this to be competitive as well. Show your skills.
Well, the last couple of years, there has been competitiveness. Last year in Atlanta, West beat the East in double overtime. It was that 155-145 defensive battle that was led by Kevin Garnett. Scored 37 points. Here's Jermaine O'Neal spinning his way.
Well, you talk about a guy who's had a great year. You know, the MVP talk of the 3 guys in the West, he has been by far the best player in the Eastern Conference. He's given them a rock inside defensively, one of the best shot blockers in the league, scores. He brings it every night with his energy. He's been great for our test.
And Bryant had it knocked away.
Well, just listening to Rick Carlisle, who coaches him every night out there, this guy's really taking leadership responsibilities upon himself, talking some of the young guys through tough situations and providing the direction that the team needed early in the year when they were struggling a little bit.
You know, Mike, we talk so often about leadership, and, you know, you see what Kevin Garnett is doing for Minnesota. You've seen through the years, you know, Shaq and Kobe when they won their championships, the Michael Jordans, now the Jermaine O'Neal in Indiana. When your best player is your best student and your best ally, then you can teach execution, and you don't have to worry about energy and effort. You know that star player is going to make sure the team brings it.
Francis looking for Garnett. Here is Duncan. And rebounded by McGrady. The West 12 and the East 8. Tracy McGrady going baseline and gets it to Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace in his second All-Star game by way of the Detroit Pistons, the Defensive Player of the Year the last 2 seasons. Steve Francis of the Houston Rockets to his teammate Yao Ming. Francis to Yao.
Well, we've seen that combination all season long. Jeff Van Gundy has Houston in the playoffs right now at this point in time, and I'm sure they're very excited as they go into the last 30 games of their season.
Iverson's pass picked off, and Bryant puts out a dribbling exhibition and fires it down low, but Garnett not able to hit. Kept alive by Francis, and here is Kobe for 3.
Kobe loves these All-Star games, Mike. He just made a terrific pass, hit the 3. But here he is at home. You know he would love to put on a show. It's been a tough year for him in a lot of ways. He wants to finish strong going into the playoffs.
Well, the Lakers started the season at 18-3. That's a 3-pointer by Carter. Lakers have struggled. Many distractions, starting with Kobe's legal difficulties, the feud between Shaq and Kobe, plus the injuries suffered by Kobe, Shaq, Karl Malone, Rick Fox, off the glass. And Vince Carter puts it down. And this week it was announced the Lakers had suspended contract negotiations with Phil Jackson. His contract expires after this season. Here is Duncan. And then Kobe was asked whether Phil Jackson's status would have any effect on his own future with the team. Kobe said it doesn't matter if he's here or not. I don't care. But then he did pull back on that statement.
You'll see this fast break opportunity coming up here, and Allen Iverson knows he's got Carter trailing, so he just lays it up off the backboard, and there's Vince to finish it off.
Marv Albert with the czar, Mike Fratello, Doug Collins, Gerald Miller, Craig Sager working the sideline. Here comes Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq coming on for Yao Ming, and Jason Kidd replacing Tracy McGrady.
Well, I got to give the czar some props here. He talked about the rebounding, second chance points. Oh, here's a steal by Kobe.
Kobe Bryant off the steal, extends to a 21-15 Western Conference lead.
But 9 of the 21 points for the West have come on second chance, 9-0 second chance points.
Allen Iverson averaging 27.5 per game, leads the NBA in scoring. He has won the scoring title 3 times. He's been a All-Star MVP. Duncan.
You know, one of the things to me that really stands about the West big men, they're all very good passers, Mike. I mean, so much is made about their offense, but they pass the ball so very well.
And the coaches have so much trust in their ability that so much of their offense, as Carter misses the 3, starts with the ball going into those big men, letting them make a decision with it.
Steve Francis tried to loop that pass, broke it up. Iverson and Kidd now work the backcourt for the East with O'Neal, Wallace, and Carter up front. Here's Kidd from downtown. Jason Kidd of the red-hot New Jersey Nets. Nets have won 10 straight. They're 9-0 since Lawrence Frank took over. They've been 5 straight on the road. Shaquille O'Neal serving up a facial.
Jermaine O'Neal wanted no part of that. He saw the big man rumbling down the lane. He just sort of got out of his way.
Shaq has kind of taken this weekend in L.A. as a little personal adventure for us. He's been involved with almost everything that's going on out here and enjoying it.
And enjoying the skip dribble. We saw this last year in the All-Star game as he takes all the way but is not able to finish, and that was the case last year. Iverson off the nice lead from Kidd. Jermaine O'Neal with the rebound and goes glass. Kobe fires it down. Shaq throwing one off the glass. Here's Iverson putting it up.
Well, if the game gets in the open court, the East has a chance because they are electric. They're finishing. Vince Carter's got off to a great start.
West up by 3. Ben Wallace now defending on Shaquille O'Neal. And Shaq able to back his way.
He's the toughest guy in the league to referee because you don't know if he's dislodging or if it's just a normal move. He just bumped Ben Wallace out of the way and put him right underneath the basket with his right shoulder.
And here's Kidd again for 3. So Jason Kidd has connected on 2 straight from downtown.
Well, basically, Shaq got the early stuff out of the way right away. Brought it down, then tried to throw a look-away pass, and then said, let me get back down low and finish the way I know how to.
You think it's over? I think he's just heating up.
We'll see if this is what you're talking about, Doug. Is he moving that defender out of the way, or is that just because he's big?
By retiring, what was the determining factor?
I just age and realizing that I'm proving to the world at what I can do, and I've accomplished all my goals. So now it's time to make new goals and just go on and do positive things.
Watching this game, who do you like, East or West?
Well, I like North. You know, great players on the court. It's amazing to watch them. That's why I love great plays, great shooting, and just a great combination of players. It's just going to be great. Great energy on the floor.
Well, our analyst Doug Collins was hoping that you would announce your comeback on TNT, but that's not going to happen, is it?
No. Maybe in a couple years.
Let's send it back to you, Mark.
In boxing, you never know.
That's right. I said he's going to announce his comeback right here.
2:17 remaining in this opening quarter. The West with a 27-25 lead on the East. Ron Artest of the Indiana Pacers. Do you have a problem dressing in the dark?
How about those shoes?
He's wearing different shoes.
Well,
a different shoe on each foot.
Well, Rick Carlisle told us he was excited before the game. We can see that now with his shoes.
Game is tied at 27. Kenyon Martin of the Nets has checked in. Paul Pierce of the Celtics also checking in with Jamal McGlure of the Hornets. A blind pass attempted by O'Neal that was last touched on the East.
How would you like to double team the post, have Kobe cut through, and your shooters on the perimeter are Ray Allen, Nowitzki, and Stojakovic. Some pretty good options out there, Coach Vitello.
May not want to double team tonight, though.
I know. Give up 2 instead of 3.
And Shaq has given the West a 29-27 lead. Ron Artest has had a superb season as a member of the Indiana Pacers. Played under control right throughout. That's one of the factors that Rick Carlisle is so pleased about.
Well, you know, there are 2 young men playing in this game, and you see the first-time All-Stars here tonight, Andre Karolinko. And I was going to mention these 2, Ron Artest and Kenyon Martin, both guys who early on maybe a little bit out of control, but both have matured, gotten themselves under control, and are rewarded with their All-Star appearance.
And rewarded by the coaches.
Sam Cassell has checked in for the first time. McGlure not able to handle. Here's Allen flipping it ahead and a foul. It is on Artest.
To me, if there's anybody out here that would be a little nervous, it would be Jamal McGlure. I mean, this is really his first time on this kind of stage, but could be a great thing for him to be able to come out here like this and play tonight, because it looks like New Orleans is going to be a team they'll be reckoned with now that they're getting healthy once again in the East, Mike.
And McGlure, not the kind of guy that scores a lot of points. He's a workhorse. He gets on the boards. He blocks a couple shots for him, and capable of getting 10, 12 points a night. But as far as All-Star, you tend to think points right away.
Ray Allen of the Seattle Sonics, who has made it back from off-season knee surgery and an ankle problem. Pierce, looked like Cassell got a piece of it.
Well, it's got to be tough for Paul Pierce. The team in Boston right now lost 7 of their last 8 games. Jimmy O'Brien, resigned. New coach. It looks like they're going to really limp in. I would be shocked if they could hold their playoff position, Mark.
Right now they're in the 8th spot.
Oh! Kenyon Martin from his New Jersey teammate Jason Kidd, and the game tied at 31.
Just going back, I was saying that Boston is in that 8th spot right now, but Doug, you mentioned that they are reeling, and you've got Philly, Miami, and Cleveland all chasing them right behind. You'll see the look away by Jason. He knows that guy pretty well.
Down to 15 seconds remaining in the quarter. Again, that good-looking backcourt man, Shaquille O'Neal, takes all the way and is rejected. Final seconds of this first quarter. Here's McLaurin getting inside 0.2 of a second to go in the quarter. And that will do it. It's the East 33 and the West 31. It's the first lead of the night for the East. Shaq 3 for 7, 6 points here at the start.
Shaq has basically played all 5 positions on the floor so far tonight.
We'll be back to Los Angeles in a moment. 14 of their 15 field goals assisted, 14 assists, one shy of the all-time NBA All-Star Game record, the most assists in a quarter.
Well, when you look at the first half, it was the size of the West. They were 11-0 in second chance points, and the running of the East, they were 10-4. So if the game is fast, it favors the East. If it gets inside, it favors the West.
Here is Paul Pierce, and Kidd able to keep it alive. Jason Kidd in the backcourt with Paul Pierce. Shaquille O'Neal up front now with Dirk Nowitzki and Peja Stojakovic. The backcourt is Sam Cassell of the Minnesota Timberwolves and Ray Allen of the Seattle Sonics. And Allen being played by Ron Artest.
Just what Ray Allen wants to do in an all-star game, have Ron Artest guard him. Please.
You know, he started to cut through that time and stopped suddenly, went back behind the three-point line.
I'm not going to take that beating.
No, he didn't want to go through there.
Look at him muscling him down here. Ray Allen says, no, don't do this.
Foul is called. It is on Allen. Ron Artest, one of the NBA's best defenders, and also averaging 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Originally a first-round pick of the Chicago Bulls, traded to the Pacers in that deal involving Jalen Rose and Brad Miller, Travis Best.
Well, you know, we were talking to Rick Carlisle before the game, who coaches the Pacers, and I said, was there a turning point in your season this year? When did it all click for you? He said, you know what, we had a miserable preseason. We were like 3-5. He said, but we really caught lightning in a bottle. We went to Detroit, the first game of the year. Obviously, the second chance basket by Martin. He said, not much was expected. We went in and won opening night in Detroit. Obviously, the emotion with Rick Carlisle going back there, and he said, we just took off.
Peja Stojakovic, who was dethroned from the three-point shooting championship last night, missed on his first, hits his second. That's a 2, though. He had a foot on the line. Nice play. Pierce able to put it down for Sean Leonard of the Denver Nuggets, the new shootout champion. Here's Allen firing one up. 5-point lead for the East. Minute and a half gone by in this second quarter. Shaq got a piece of it. Now Martin. This is Artest. Looking for Kidd, and last touch by the West.
Have we had another sneaker change by Ron Artest? Have we done away now with the gold sneakers, and now he's...
That was probably the new line he was breaking out for today's game.
Are you saying Ron is marketing here?
I think he's doing a little marketing, Marv. Yes. He took that Pacer gold and blue shoe off.
And Artest with the steal. Kidd serves it up, but it was off the mark, and Martin could not handle it.
There's no point guard in the league that will take more chances with the ball than Jason Kidd. He will throw that thing up there, and you better have your eye on that basketball as a defender.
Well, Sam Cassell. Sam Cassell, at 34 years, 89 days old, the second oldest first-time All-Star, and that's Sweetwater Clifton of the New York Knicks. The oldest when he made his debut back in 1957, older by 5 days. Shaq with the emphatic goaltending call. The basket will count.
Doug, wasn't Sam Cassell rewarded by Flip Saunders after training camp? And you'll see Shaq here sending a message that don't throw that stuff up here. I'm going to take one and send it into the stands. But go back to Cassell. His coach rewarded him at the end of training camp, right?
Yeah, he sure did. Sam went through all the practices 2 days. He gave him a medal afterwards for doing it. We see Stojakovic saying it might have been a fluke I lost last night, but you better not leave me out here. But you know, he said he thinks it really has had an effect on Sam's season this year. He said that's why he's playing so great, because of what he went through early in training camp with his team.
Flip said he's been going to the weights every day. He's in the best shape of his life, but more able to put it down, and the East now leads 42-38.
And because he worked so hard in training camp, did not miss a practice as Nowitzki misses the 3. He got off to a slow start shooting the ball, but that happens frequently with teams that put a lot of hard work during the 28 days of training camp. When they come in, their legs aren't quite right yet. It takes them a while to get in the groove, so to say.
And then they reap the benefits.
All right, here's Pierce for 3. Shaq with his 6th rebound. Nowitzki gets it down low. Cassell for O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq has 8 points. The East up by 2, and a timeout is taken with 8.5 remaining in this first half. And both teams shooting well. The East at 51%, 19 of 37. The West 19 of 38. 2-point lead for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. Kevin Garnett, the most valuable player of last year's All-Star game in Atlanta. And how about Kevin's T-Wolves 37-15, second best record in the West. TNT continues its coverage of the NBA. It's coming Thursday. Minnesota will host Sacramento, and Seattle will go up against Philadelphia. Then in 2 weeks, it's Dallas, San Antonio, and the Lakers hosting the Kings. The NBA on TNT. Kevin Garnett, certainly one of the leading contenders for MVP honors this season.
Well, what's impressive about Minnesota, they're 18-9 on the road. That's the most road wins, and that really puts them in a great position. They have the 2nd seed in the West, the 3rd best overall record. They have had a terrific year.
Aaron Davis, a Los Angeles native, has come on for the first time, missing on that 3. And here's Davis giving it up. Paul Pierce out of nearby Inglewood. The one time as West gets it down in a hurry for Ray Allen. So the East now leads 44-42.
What'd you stop for? Is Axel home for?
And as you say, that Kenyon Martin puts one home.
You dare not look down at this game. Eyes up at all times.
The East by 4. We are early in the second quarter. Here's Brad Miller of the Sacramento Kings. Goes to the step back. Davis of the Hornets looking for his teammate McGlure, but it lands in the first row. Let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig?
Well, Marv, here's the story on Ron Artest's shoes. Right now he's wearing Adidas on his left foot and Nike on his right. Earlier he had on And One, and also he had on Dada. I asked him what's going on. He said he's auditioning because he does not have a shoe contract, but now that he's an all-star, he thinks he deserves one. I said, how are you going to decide? He goes, well, maybe at the end of the day I'll just spin the wheel.
Craig doing his investigative reporting.
And you thought I was kidding about him marketing today.
Well, the East with a 48-42 lead on the West. Here's Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki of the Dallas Mavericks in his 3rd All-Star game. That's his first bucket here tonight.
You know, he really got off to, I thought, a little bit of a slow start this year. Had a little bit of a tweaked ankle as we see Davis bury the 3. But as he has gotten better and as that team is sort of blended together, you know, Dallas now legitimately is a team I think you have to really be concerned with in the West, Mike.
You know, it almost seems like Dallas hasn't done a whole lot as we see the layup there by the big center, Mr. Miller from Sacramento.
Mr. Miller.
Yes, Mr. Miller, Mr. Brad Miller.
Artest not able to hit from downtown, and here is Davis for 3. No, he gives it up to Artest. McGlure trying to squeeze his way through, and does. And Jamal McGlure, folks, is the high man of this first half. He has 12 points. Stojakovic Dragic not able to hit the three.
Mark, I was starting to say that it almost seems like Dallas hasn't done a whole lot this season. They're 33 and 19. It wasn't a smooth transition early on, but there they are with the 4th best record in the West still.
And a team that has made many changes. Timeout is called by Flip Saunders with 5:40 remaining in this first half. The East up by 9, and this the biggest lead of the night. It's the 53rd NBA All-Star game from the City of Angels. We'll be right back. Let's check in with Cheryl Miller. Cheryl?
And thanks a lot, Marvin. Joining me is perhaps one of the greatest tennis players to come out of the Los Angeles area. The other half happens to be in Europe playing right now, and I'm talking about Serena Williams and her beautiful niece, Justice. And Serena, I know that you've had surgery on your knee, on your left knee. For 6 months you've been out. When do you think you might be back?
Well, actually, I'm really excited. I'm about to come back in a couple weeks. I'm going to go in the Middle East and play a tournament, and I can't wait.
Serena, how exciting is it to have the Los Angeles, the All-Star game here in your backyard?
I just came to the game. This is pretty much the only All-Star thing I've done all week, so it's really exciting. It's a really exciting, fun game. I'm glad it came to LA.
I can't wait to see you get back.
Thank you.
Send it back to you, Marv. Thank you.
All right, Cheryl. Here's Garnett, who just checked back in. And the East now leads 55-48. Michael Redd of the Milwaukee Bucks has come on for the East, and Andrei Kirilenko of the Utah Jazz making his first appearance. Redd not able to hit. It's a 2-on-1 led by Gasol. The East does hustle back. Brad Miller able to finish.
What a great addition he's been to Sacramento with Chris Webber being injured. His passing, his toughness, his rebounding, 15-plus points, 10 rebounds, his assists. Mike, he's been great.
And once Webber comes back, as we see McClure miss the layup attempt, then you talk about rotating 3 big men.
Kobe Bryant with the finish, and the West now within 3. Here's McClure. Rebounded by Kirilenko. What a terrific season it has been for Andrei Kirilenko, among the leaders in steals and block shots in his first NBA All-Star game.
It's sort of fitting that Andrei Kirilenko would play for a coach like Jerry Sloan, who really embodied all the things that Kirilenko does as a player: toughness, rebounding, competitiveness. When you look at Kirilenko's numbers, they don't jump out at you. He's a great shot blocker, steals. His points aren't there, but what he's done for that Utah team, they lost Stockton, they lost Malone. They're only 1 game under 500. A lot of people felt like they'd have the worst team in the NBA this year, Marv.
Yes, the Utah Jazz, one of the surprises of the halfway mark. So Jermaine O'Neal checking back along with Ben Wallace. Here's O'Neal. Miller stepped away. Redd. And Wallace keeps it alive. Here's O'Neal. Kirilenko trying to tip it to his teammate Francis. And Miller comes up with it. Outlets it. Bryant behind the back. Fooled Garnett. He thought Kobe would take the shot. Here's Baron Davis putting it up for Jermaine O'Neal.
Baron Davis got off to such a great start this year. Mike, I thought he wore down a little bit. He got nicked up a little bit at the end, but he kept his team in the hunt while Jamal Mashburn was out with injury.
Well, he took it upon himself not only to do the scoring, but remember at that point Wesley was feeling okay before David Wesley was injured. They eventually lost both of their starting guards in the backcourt. Just as Jamal Mashburn returned, the backcourt falls apart.
East for the 57-54 lead. Here's McGrady for 3. And Garnett has a 3-on-2. Francis surprised that he had the path to the basket, but did not look for the shot. Francis being played by Tracy McGrady. McGrady digging in. Francis to the fadeaway and scores.
As you know, we recently saw Steve Francis dribble the last 15 seconds away of a game with his team down 3 points, which did not make his coach extremely happy at that time. But eventually Steve was so exhausted from dribbling the ball, he couldn't reach the rim with the 3-point
No legs left. It was an air ball.
The West in the midst of a 10-2 run. Denzel Washington on hand. Rossi being the czar, Mike Fratello and Doug Collins. Thank you, Ernie. With just under 3 to go in this first half. The East with a 57-56 lead on the West. Yao Ming has checked back in for the West. Baron Davis being played by Kevin Garnett, who is enjoying the matchup. Davis flips it back. Shot clock down to 5. And Brady puts it off the backboard, and it's going down. Tracy McGrady going glass. Yao Ming rebounded by Ben Wallace of Detroit. Michael Redd thought he had Ben Wallace. I thought.
Did you have your hands open, Doug? Looking for a pass somewhere?
Well, Tracy McGrady, we've seen this before. He is so great with his ability to hang in the air and finish. Just the self-pass off the backboard. We saw that, I think, last year's game as well.
And Kobe Bryant's pass picked off 2-on-1. Here's Davis. Baron Davis of the Hornets, who grew up here in L.A., says this weekend he is staying at the house that he bought for his grandmother in the Los Angeles area. Kevin Garnett, right back, the East by 3. Brady being played now by Kirilenko.
That's a great matchup.
Nice handoff from Michael Redd. Michael Redd of the Bucks in his first All-Star game. How about the Bucks? 27-24. Talked about Utah earlier. Bucks, one of the surprises of the season.
And how about Michael Redd? His first year, played 35 total minutes, and he's worked himself to be an NBA All-Star and has been the star of that Milwaukee team this year.
Here's Yao for 3. He attempted one earlier.
Well, you mentioned the Bucks, a little three-way trade today with New York, Atlanta, and Milwaukee.
And a foul is called as Jermaine O'Neal trying to hit on the follow.
Milwaukee winds up with Keith Van Horn. New York winds up with Nazir Mohammed and Tim Thomas. And Atlanta winds up with Michael Doliak and Joel Prisbilla. So quite a move there.
Coming up, the Verizon Wireless halftime report. Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Magic, Charles Barkley. Grammy Award-winning Beyonce will perform. The Knicks, once again, as Isaiah Thomas has been very active. First, pulling off the huge trade for Stephon Marbury, but obviously feels that Tim Thomas is more compatible with Stephon Marbury because Thomas runs the floor.
I think he was looking for a more athletic team. I thought Keith Van Horn did a nice job for New York this year, but he was looking for a more athletic forward that he could get out and run and push. I think the big thing with Tim Thomas is, you know, he's been known not to play hard every night. I mean, if he plays hard, he's a very talented player.
But the buzz has certainly been back at Madison Square Garden.
Tim Thomas going back to his home area. He's from the Paterson, New Jersey area initially. Now he's right back there once again.
Well, he's a tremendously talented player.
Down to 40 seconds in this first half, and Duncan had it slapped away. West shooting 52%, the East at 51. Now this time passed on the long-range shot. Francis had it knocked away by Wallace.
You mentioned, Doug, why New York went after Thomas in Atlanta. If you follow along what they've done, the moves that they've made recently, they just keep emptying money out so that at the end of this season, they will be way, way below the cap.
Well, you know what I always said, you know, cap space is nice, but cash can't play. You got to have players, so you got to be very careful. You strip your team down that you can bring some talent back, and we'll see whether Atlanta can do that. Remember now, Chicago's been struggling for 6 years to be competitive after they stripped their team down.
Knicks getting Tim Thomas and Nazir Mohammed. Keith Van Horn goes to the Milwaukee Bucks. Looking at Rick Carlisle talking to the Eastern Conference team. Rick making his first appearance as an All-Star head coach. He was an assistant on Larry Bird's staff, so did appear at an All-Star game in his first year with the Pacers after leading the Pistons to 2 Central Division titles. Rick Coach of the Year back in 2002, and after last season replaced by Larry Brown in Detroit. A bizarre shuffling of coaches with Rick replacing Isaiah Thomas in Indiana.
You know what's interesting? Indiana's coach has been the All-Star coach the last 2 years. It's been 2 different coaches. I don't know if that's ever happened before.
Yes, Isaiah was the head coach of the East last year. 3-on-1, and Kobe puts it up for Francis, and they'll reset. Final seconds of the half. Francis lost it. Garnett with the intercept. Garnett fires for 3. So it's the East 64 and the West 58. Halftime here in Los Angeles. High point man Jamal McGlure of the Hornets leading the East with 12 for the West. Kevin Garnett, Shaquille O'Neal each with 8 points. All right, let's go to Cheryl with Kevin Garnett.
Thanks a lot, Marvel. KG, you guys have all this size, but you haven't been able to put the use in the first half. What's happening out there?
We're just getting loose, finding the rhythm. We're having some fun out here. You know, this first half is when you get to try your crazy stuff, alley-oops and behind the backs. Second half is a little more intense, a little more serious.
Shaq as a point guard is not working out right now.
He's a point guard. Look forward to something in the second half.
All right, Craig, let's see what you have.
Well, one of the new faces in the All-Star game, Jamal McGlure, spectacular debut, leading the East with 12 points and 6 rebounds. What has this experience been like for you? And also tell us a little bit about your first game.
It's a great experience. You know, I love the All-Star game. You know, I always promised myself that I'd never come to an All-Star game unless I was playing in it. And I get a chance to play in it and come to the All-Star game. So I feel good, and I feel even better once we win.
Congratulations, not only here, but you're playing very well.
Thank you.
Ray's playmaking to an art. Dazzling fans with look-away passes and a Showtime brand of basketball. Magic made a triumphant comeback in the 1992 All-Star Game, leading the West to a victory and earning the game's MVP award. Magic was honored again this week in a star-studded gala with movie stars, musicians, and NBA legends. And in the ultimate tribute to Magic's contribution to basketball, the unveiling of his statue right outside Staples Center. Ladies and gentlemen, number 32, Earvin Magic Johnson.
Thank you. I am so excited that the NBA All-Star Game is back in LA.
Basketball. Excellent observation. Yes, when we take a look at the free throws, 4 for the East, the West yet to go to the foul line.
Well, again, it was the tempo. The East got it where they wanted. They got out and ran. They were good on the fast break. The West were +9 on second chance points. I expect the West to crank it up a little bit here in the second half. But like Kevin Garnett said, the first half is for the show. The second half is for the competitiveness. We'll see.
The West at 28 of 57. They have shot 49% as we take a look at the Jeep halftime statistics. And the East at 50%, 29 for 58. You can see the Eastern Conference with 23 assists on their 29 field goals. And for those of you keeping score at home, 12 dunks to 10 in favor of the East.
And following our lead, Doug, just like we said, Jamal McGlure, not noted, okay, for being a scorer, leads the Eastern team with 12 points.
All right, the East and the blue in possession. Tracy McGrady handling. Ben Wallace up front with Jermaine O'Neal. And Vince Carter, Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady are at the guards. And Jermaine O'Neal opens up the third quarter by knocking down the jump shot. The East 66 and the West 58. Tim Duncan on the front line along with Kevin Garnett and Yao Ming. This is Steve Francis with the ball. He and Kobe Bryant in the backcourt. Here is Yao. Yao Ming coming off a stellar performance against Shaq and the Lakers this past Wednesday night. 29 points, 11 rebounds.
If he gets that ball in the area where he can just catch and shoot it, he's the best shooter in the NBA percentage-wise. You're not going to bother his shot, Mike. He's too big and he gets great extension.
And Wallace lost the handle, able to recover. Here's Iverson with the open shot. Just did beat the 24-second clock. O'Neal. Jermaine O'Neal has come out, hit a couple of jump shots.
Eastern Conference team getting their second shot opportunities. They had one more field goal attempt, and as you mentioned, Mark, 4 free throws to none for the Western Conference. Offensive rebounds.
Yao Ming with a deep jump hook.
He's coming off the break where he had a terrific game against the Lakers and Shaquille O'Neal. The Lakers went into Houston after they had lost a tough game to San Antonio. We see Tracy McGrady with the 3. Yao with a tremendous game, and the Rockets were able to win that game.
Yao tonight 5 of 10. 10 points, had a very quiet performance last year. And he was voted into the starting lineup last season. Here is Yao again, set up by Garnett.
Again, the great passing of the big men. You see Duncan, you see Garnett. These guys all pass the ball and see the floor so well.
McGrady for 3. Francis bowling it down for Yao Ming. Garnett not able to hit on the reverse. And here is Francis for 3. Steve Francis, who has been in the midst of turmoil recently. 2 weeks ago, skipped the team's charter flight from Houston to Phoenix to go to the Super Bowl, and that led to a 1-game suspension. Head coach Jeff Van Gundy was not pleased with that move.
No, and right now Houston at 30-22, an identical record with Memphis, so they share those 6th and 7th positions in the Western Conference standings.
All right, timeout is called. Let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig?
Well, the Sacramento Kings have put together the best record in the league despite playing all 50 games without 5-time All-Star Chris Webber, who's recovering from ankle surgery. The Kings are expected to activate Webber tomorrow after practice, a move that will trigger an immediate suspension from the NBA. Webber lied to a grand jury over allegedly taking money from a booster while at Michigan. He received community service and a deferred sentence. However, we have learned tonight that the league will suspend him for up to 8 games, a severe penalty that indicates that he's being penalized by the league for violations that go beyond lying to a grand jury. Neither the league nor the Kings will comment to us tonight, pending clarification and consultation with lawyers tomorrow.
All right, Craig. Sacramento at 37-13, best record in the NBA. They have done it without Chris Webber, and obviously will continue to be without Chris Webber. Ben Wallace on the rebound. Another possession for the East. Iverson throwing into the crowd. Here comes Francis. And nearly blew that layup. So the East now leads 71-69. The East has led by as many as 9.
Kevin Garnett talking to Yao, telling him to bring Iverson to him. Bring him to me. Don't let him go baseline, Yao.
How about this, though? He's got Yao on him. He's got Garnett helping, and he drives. He's got Duncan coming over to guard the basket. Good luck, Allen.
Now Duncan comes out to play McGrady. O'Neal is stopped by Duncan.
Look, you know what's interesting? The East has 5 open shots, perimeter shots. They keep taking the ball at the big man.
Here's a 4-on-no-one. Tracy McGrady from Allen Iverson, who went off glass. Now 3-on-1 the other way. Yes, and it counts. The foul on Carter, and Bryant will go to the line.
I know we ooh and ah over the dunks and the great plays, but Kobe Bryant got hung in the air there. We'll watch this off the backboard now. This is 2 that Tracy McGrady has done today. 1 a pass to himself. This one from Allen Iverson. Spectacular play. And then Kobe on the break. Watch him. He gets hit, hangs in the air, still gets his shoulders square to the basket, and has an opportunity for a 3-point play, but he does miss the free throw, Mike.
And that was the first free throw attempt by the West. Francis getting a little too tricky. And now Francis with the open shot.
Way too much time. Those are the kind you miss.
Iverson setting it up for Carter.
I think that quadricep strain feels better.
And Francis right back.
This looks like the rookie-sophomore game I was coaching the other day. One dunk after the other. Unfortunately, The sophomores had a lot more than we did, Marv. I know you guys enjoyed me getting tattooed the other night, giving up 142 points.
I know you enjoyed the dunk-a-thon.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. They were getting too many against us, so it was the only problem.
Foul on Francis. Let's go to Cheryl with Sam Cassell.
Thanks a lot, Marv. Well, it took you, Sammy, 11 seasons, 2 NBA titles, but you finally got the All-Star nod. Did you ever think it would finally happen?
Well, I don't know, because the way it was looking, it wasn't going to happen. But I got to Minnesota this year. Came to the best conference. I had to get out the East, I think.
You guys are off to a great start to leading the division. Once you guys get completely healthy, how scary can Minnesota be?
Right up there. So we're not intimidated by no team in the West. We've been hurt the whole year. Chemistry and myself. You know, we can ride us till we win or lose.
All right, enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you.
Mark?
All right, Sam Cassell among the league leaders in scoring, assists, field goal percentage, three-point shooting. Traded by the Bucks to the T-Wolves in exchange for Joe Smith and Anthony Peeler in his first All-Star game. Member of 2 Houston championship teams back in 94 and 95.
Well, I think what he was talking about, the injuries, obviously, to Wally Szczerbiak, who's not played all year. They expect to get him back soon. Michael Olowokandi will give them size. They've added Oliver Miller, and Troy Hudson just getting himself back into the mix. So they have a lot of different weapons that they can show now once they get everybody healthy.
Flip Saunders telling us that his 3 injured play. That's a 3. 12 points for Kobe Bryant. And here is McGrady. Flip Saunders says his 3 injured players, Szczerbiak, Olowokandi, and Hudson, should be back within the next 10 days, perhaps this week. And we have Sacramento and Minnesota on TNT on Thursday night.
The other thing that Flip Saunders mentioned to us is the way the 3 big-name players have bonded together, not only on the court, but off the court as well. And I think Sprewell and Cassell both went in there and very much understood that this is Kevin Garnett's team and were willing to defer to him. Garnett was willing to obviously put his imprint on the entire situation.
Here's Michael Redd from downtown. Michael Redd of the Milwaukee Bucks in his first All-Star appearance, and he has come a long way. Second-round pick back in 2000. In his rookie year, played a total of 35 minutes. Shaquille O'Neal. So it's an 80-79 West Conference lead. Iverson now being played by Allen. Ray Allen back on the floor.
Here comes the big fundamentalist. Shaq has called him back.
Well, the big fundamentalist took it all the way.
Little show and go there. How about the year that Duncan's having? Boy, everybody's talking about Kevin Garnett, but quietly he is just taking that San Antonio Spurs team. They're playing great right now going into the break. Had a 7-game road trip. They're hoping to finish up with 3 more wins, make that a 7-0 trip. Last year was a 9-gamer. They went 8-1.
Timeout call. The West in the midst of a 20-8 run. They lead by 3.
And with me is Chris Noth, the executive producer and starring in the movie Bad Apple. But I was talking to you earlier, and all of a sudden Paul Pierce came up to you, and he said that he thought you were his coach, John Carroll with the Celtics. Do you think there's a resemblance?
I've never seen him. Is he good looking?
Well, he was a lot better looking when he was assistant coach, but now since he's become the head coach, he's aged very quickly.
He's getting a little stressed out. Well, maybe I can play him in a movie sometime then.
Tell us about the movie Bad Apple.
It's a wild and crazy ride, Bad Apple, and Elliot Gould, Robert Patrick, who are sitting here watching the game, co-star with me, and it's kind of like Goodfellas meets It's a Mad, Mad World. It's a comedy drama, it's character-based, and it's a wild ride.
Obviously, anybody watches TNT, they recognize you immediately, Law & Order, and all the other things you've got on our network, including the NBA All-Stars here. I saw you interacting with them. Who's your favorite player when you talk to me before the game?
Well, I really, I'm for the East, and Ben Wallace, I think, is amazing. I mean, his rebounding, I think he's amazing, and I'm just in awe of these, incredible players. Duncan's like, did you see that last shot he made? He was just like midair for about 10 seconds. It seemed like.
Yeah, Bob was saying he's the great fundamentalist, but obviously he's got some fashion moves as well.
They look like they're having a great time, It's like we're all very serious watching. They look like they're having fun playing around. It looks so easy. They make it look so easy. It just looks like they're having a blast.
Well, enjoy the rest of the game. We'll see you afterwards. And that.
I want to meet this coach. I want to see, what's the real resemblance to it. Has he got fire?
Well, here's one of his. That's a jersey for you.
All right. Well, as long as we look alike, I'll start wearing this.
So I know you can arrange that meeting with John Carroll. NBA players actually know Chris Noth as Mr. Big from Sex and the City. Ray Allen of the Sonics is able to knock it down in the West with an 84-81 lead. Just under 5 left in the third. Red coming up short. West going now with Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, Andre Kirilenko up front. Ray Allen. Kobe Bryant on the follow.
I think Ray Allen is one of the best 2 guards in the league at being able to create his own shot off the dribble. Mike, he's a very good ball handler, and he can get to where he wants to get on the floor. And you really have to respect his three-point shot. He really does a nice job of getting in the lane.
And Shaq took it away. Allen is fouled. He was hit by Pierce. Ray Allen averaging 23 points, shooting the ball well from downtown after making it back from knee surgery and ankle problem. Ray acquired from the Bucks last February in that deal involving Gary Payton, Desmond Mason, and Flip Murray.
Well, there's always a lot of conversation on, should anybody be on the team or that isn't on the team and vice versa. And, Ray Allen missed 25 games this year due to injury, but he was a coach's choice as he misses the free throw. And a lot of speculation, maybe Carmelo Anthony should have been there because of what he's helped do with Denver, Elton Brand, Zach Randolph, some other guys. But there's no question what kind of player that Ray Allen is when he's healthy, and the coaches reward him with that money.
Seattle had gotten off to such a great start this year, Doug, and then struggled lately. We see the little backdoor move by Michael Redd, and Jason Kidd hits him right where he wanted it, on the money in his hands for the layup.
West up by 4 as we come up on 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. The West has won 3 of the last 4 NBA All-Star games. The East with a decisive edge. Kirilenko firing a rainbow, rebounded by Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal able to tip. So Shaq with 12 points, 8 rebounds.
And I think Jamal McGlure got the message that Shaq wanted that layup time down.
Starting to get serious now. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go here at the third quarter. We got a very close game, East within 6. This is when it starts getting competitive. This is when teams say, okay, we want to win the game.
Well, talking with both coaches, Flip Saunders and Rick Carlisle, they say they'll try to distribute the minutes in very diplomatic fashion over the first 40 as Michael Redd hits the 3. Jason Kidd with the steal, and Kidd gives it up. Here's McGlure with a windmill. Kidd to McGlure. Shaq able to beat East down court.
You gotta love Shaq. I mean, he enjoys the game.
He does. He's like a little kid out there. He has fun watching him. He's going to do something here off the dribble. He wants the ball back. Let's see if Sam gives it to him.
Now Sam Cassell going glass. So the West leads by 5. And now see Jason Kidd smiling as he was met by Shaquille O'Neal. O'Neal defending on Kidd, and foul on Shaq. That's his second. 2.5 remaining in the third quarter. A timeout taken. It's the West with a 93-88 lead on the East. Jamal McGlure. Who had Jamal in the MVP poll?
Not I.
No foul. That's a big, strong dude. That's a big, strong. You see him come out. He look at his shoe. Oh, he wore 2 different shoes. Yeah, Kay. Where you go, Kay? Welcome to the All-Star game. Who got pages?
The sights and sounds of this 53rd NBA All-Star game. Players fascinated with the 2 different shoes worn by Ron Artest. Jason Kidd, 7 assists, 6 points. Allen Iverson with 10 assists. And Paul Pierce cuts the West lead to 93-90. 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go in the third. Marv Albert, Doug Collins, the Czar, Mike Fratello, Craig Sager, and Cheryl Miller on the sideline. Here's Brad Miller of the Kings, who just checked in. So Brad Miller with 8 points. Look out, the steal by Cassell. And here's Allen setting up on Martin. Yes, Ray Allen. West 97, the East 90.
Mike, the East has got to be very careful here. They're letting the West push ahead now after being up by 6, down by 7. They need to have a strong finish here to end this third period.
As you mentioned, the West taking it a little more serious right now and slowly opening up the gap here. And right now the East comes right back, shoots a 3, misses. This thing can blow open quickly.
All right, here comes Davis with Kidd, 3-on-2. Kidd puts it off glass for Martin. Kenyon Martin from Jason Kidd, and Kenyon Martin trying to play to exactly what Kidd was about to do.
You know, he reminds me of a player that has a rear view mirror. He can see what's behind him, not only in front of him. It's really amazing, his vision.
Allen lost it. Davis with McClure. So a couple of Hornets get together.
That's the ability of a player to be able to know where the other 9 players are on the floor at all times, anticipating what their move might be. And there we see the lob to the big man, Shaquille O'Neal.
Don't jerk the basket down, Shaq, please.
Nearly took the rim and backboard with him.
He did that in Phoenix one day, pulled it all the way to the ground. Just collapsed.
Kidd for 3. Jason Kidd has had an outstanding game. 9 points, 8 assists. The West lead is now 2 with 35 seconds remaining in the third. Shaq, it counts, and the foul. And yes.
He liked that move, didn't he?
But you know what, Mike, you made a great point. He loves to play and he loves to perform. And you see him come across there, they just ripped the jersey, McClure. That's how strong he is, Mike. You and I would have done 3 pirouettes and fallen down. I mean, you can't even rip him down or he finishes the shot. We'll go to the line here for the 3-point play, but he just loves playing. You know what? I sense an excitement in him. It's starting to get closer to the finish here and get into the playoffs. And they've won 3 championships, and that's when he wants to make his little spurt here now, from now until the finish of the season.
Shaq 9 of 15, 18 points, 10 rebounds. Kenyon Martin. West 101, East 99. Kirilenko not able to handle that lead from Cassell.
I wonder how far Karl Malone really is away from returning, because obviously the knee injury was different or more serious than everyone first suspected.
Well, they're being very cautious. Obviously, they had the little 18-3 run with everybody healthy. Question is, can they get that back?
All right, here's Martin again. Kenyon Martin with 14 points, 3 buckets here down the stretch. Final second. Andre Kirilenko able to beat the buzzer, but they will review it.
But the great outlet pass from Shaq. He hits Ray Allen again, who makes a great dribble penetration, drops it off to Kirilenko. Just how quickly these guys can get up and down the floor, the great passing and the quick finish.
Well, the lead official, Steve Shabby, will take a look at that stuff by Kirilenko. It appears that he did beat the backboard lighting Ottmeyer set a new rookie challenge scoring record, 36 points, leading the sophomores to that 142-118 victory over your rookie squad, Doug. That was Friday night. How about Rashawn Leonard of the Nuggets dethroning Peja Stojakovic in the Foot Locker 3-point shootout on that was last night, and the NBA with a new dunk champion, Indiana's Fred Jones dethroning the 2-time champion Jason Richardson of Golden State. Here's that last second shot by Andre Kirilenko. They did review it. The basket, as we mentioned, did count. And as we head to the fourth quarter, the West up 103-101.
That wasn't your team that gave up 142
yes, it was.
points, was it?
Yeah, and
don't tell me that.
And when I was sitting over there, I could feel you and Marv just piercing me, your eyes piercing me. Like, Coach, what are you doing?
Czar was channeling you. He was trying to help the defensive end for that rookie squad. Ron Artest is back, met by Dirk Nowitzki. Artest to the left hand.
He is so powerful. Look at his shoulders. He just bumped into Nowitzki, created space. He didn't jump about 6 inches off the floor, but he created so much space with his shot.
Game tied at 103. Yao Ming has returned, coming on for Shaquille O'Neal, and Yao now 7 of 13 from the field. He has 14 points.
Not only is he 7'6", but then he brings the ball up so high over his head, it's nearly impossible. Like you said, if he gets a look, it's going in.
Yeah, shooting 54%.
Jamal McClure is fouled by Yao Ming. That foul will not count, and McClure will go to the line. Kevin Garnett, MVP of last year's game tonight, 5 of 11, 10 points. McClure with 18 points in 16 minutes of play. Reminder, this Tuesday on NBA TV, it's the Lakers hosting the Trailblazers. Wednesday on ESPN2, it's the Clippers and the Blazers. And next Sunday, the Knicks and the Cavaliers on ABC from Madison Square Garden. Kobe Bryant back on the floor with a minute gone by in the fourth quarter. The West up by 1. Bryant and Allen now at the guards. Artest facing a double team and takes all the way.
Was not pretty, but effective.
He got there.
He got there.
Kind of like people ran away from a little bit.
Yes.
Stojakovic picked off. Protecting the dribble. And Davis recovers. Red with no hesitation. And Bryant, a layup. We saw a layup, and he's hearing some boos from the crowd, good-naturedly, I think.
Saving his legs for the finish, Marv. Saving his legs.
From Martin. And the foul on Yao.
This guy is vicious when he attacks the basket. He goes with a vengeance, and you're going to either have to foul him hard or he's going to get the basket. But he is not going to flip any shots up at the rim.
Kenyon Martin leads the Nets in scoring and rebounding. The overall #1 pick in the draft in 2000, and he will be a restricted free agent this summer, which means the Nets can match any offer. He was looking for a maximum extension. Let's check in with Cheryl.
Thanks, Marv. Brad Miller sprained his right ankle. There's some slight swelling right now. He will be x-rayed, but he is done for tonight, guys.
Sure, Rick Adelman is delighted with that news.
Remember last year when Michael came to the All-Star game, he said he wasn't going to play much, played 41 minutes. As a coach, you go, please get a little rest.
Brad Miller 4 for 5, 8 points in his 10 minutes. Davis tried a behind the back pass and fortunate to get it back and fires. The tip missed by Red. And then Red able to recapture. Here is McClure. Nowitzki changed his mind. Yao not looking that way. And Baron Davis takes it the distance. Baron Davis, back from that sprained left ankle, had a sensational game against the Knicks in New Orleans this past Wednesday. 29 points, career high, 6 steals. Did not look as if he were bothered by the ankle problem. Yao setting up the pass for his Houston Rocket teammate, Steve Francis.
We're getting the swing of things there with a little no-look flipper to the rim.
Francis has 13, and the game is tied at 109. Martin putting the fake on Yao Ming.
When you look at Kenyon Martin, too, Mike, this is a guy who had a horribly fractured leg. I mean, there was a lot of questions of how explosive he would ever be. Well, I think his surgery was a complete success.
Yes, that was out of his days at the University of Cincinnati. And a foul is called.
I looked back in the All-Star guide and noticed that your name appeared there. You were a 4-time All-Star, and I was quite impressed. You know, people had you listed as a scorer, a guy who took a lot of shots. But I noticed that you also passed the ball occasionally in the All-Star.
I had a couple of assists.
Yes, you did. Very nice.
Back in Los Angeles, tonight's aerials are brought to you by Bud Light. We have a major story developing here at courtside, and we have our romanticist, Craig Sager, on the scene. Let's go to Craig.
Well, Marv, the action not only on the court, but also on the sidelines. Star Jones, a familiar figure in NBA games, is with us right here, down to her knees. I know it's Valentine's weekend, but what just happened?
I can't go.
What did you say, yes?
I said yes.
You proposed here at All-Star Weekend to Star Jones. How did it come about? How long have you been going together?
We've been going together for about 4 months, and if you know Star, you know that she likes 3 things. She loves basketball, she loves being around her friends, which most of her friends are from LA, and she loves diamonds. So I was like, let's do it all in one spot, and I really surprised her this weekend.
He says you love basketball, friends, and diamonds. Do you love him?
I love him more than any of it.
Oh, that's good. There's 4 things now, and you're the top of the list. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Standing ovation from Denzel. A magic moment here the day after Valentine's Day.
Well, we got us a game here, a 2-point game, 8 minutes, little plus to go. Exactly what we wanted. Now the competition will start to surface.
Here's Yao Ming. And Yao has had the touch. 8 for 14, 16 points.
And showing that maybe he will deserve the starting spot.
He's got a wonderfully soft touch.
Michael Redd with the catch and shoot from downtown. So Redd off the bench for 13 in his first All-Star appearance.
Well, when you coach against Rick Carlisle, he loves to run that play out of timeouts. He used to run that in Detroit.
Kobe Bryant. And the West within 1. 18 points for Kobe. Kobe's hit 8 of 10 from the field. Kenyon Martin for Baron Davis, not able to put it down. And the East will maintain possession. Last touch by the way.
And you may now see the group that both coaches intend to finish up with coming on the floor. Here comes Kobe, getting ready to take Michael Redd down towards the baseline with the quick move, and then an incredible ability to make shots while he's off balance because he squares himself up and gets a good look at the rim. And with about 7.5 minutes remaining now, this could be the serious time for both coaches as far as playing the guys that they want to take them home.
Flip Saunders sending Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett back out on the floor. Jason Kidd gives it up. Allen Iverson back to Kidd. Yes.
And that's the first semblance to me of what looked like real basketball.
I want the rookies and sophomores to watch this too, that there is a competitive part to this game, that it's not just all show, but that it is competition as well.
Both coaches told us they would stay to the substitution pattern as Duncan was able to hit for the 40 minutes, the final 8, different story, and these are the guys for the most part who will finish. Here is Kidd for 3. Kobe Bryant, Steve Francis in the backcourt, Duncan, O'Neal, Garnett up front, Shaq, and the West leads 117-116.
If the East is going to win, they're going to have to hit their perimeter shots. They're not going to get to the basket. Look at the front line, Garnett, Duncan, and Shaq. You're not going to get to the rim, so you're going to have to space the floor, and they're going to have to hit a high percentage of their long-distance shots. The West is going to pound it inside.
And a reach-in foul on Artest. Now Steve Francis sits down, placed by Ray Allen.
This is the MVP front line for the West when you think about it, Doug.
Yes.
Any one of these 3 guys certainly could wind up being the league's MVP this year.
Ray Allen getting inside for that rebound on the foul. The West leading by 3. And O'Neal is fouled as Bryant came over trying to help out. Second on Kobe.
You know, when I look at Jermaine O'Neal and I see what this young guy did and how he's improved his game from his early years in Portland,